Members of the Presidential Task Force on the response of the federal government to coronavirus, distinguished ladies and gentlemen of the press, good afternoon, and thank you for coming out again and again, all for the purpose of keeping our citizens properly informed and guided by the information that the Presidential Task Force is given. I welcome you to the commencement of briefing for the week of 6th April 2020. The restrictions on Lagos, Ogun states, and the Federal Capital Territory are now 7 days old. And reports from our assessment still show substantial compliance in these places. We shall prepare a full assessment by the end of the week in order to advise Mr. President on the next step to take before the expiration of the 14 days lockdown. Let me reiterate the fact that these restrictions are not punitive, as they are meant to prevent the escalation of the spread, especially within communities. As you have noticed, the numbers have risen, and this call for extra caution and extra collaboration by the citizens, corporate and religious bodies, as well as community leaders. The awareness must reach both the informed and the uninformed, and it is in our collective responsibility. Yesterday, Sunday, 5th April 2020, I held a video conference with the governors on the platform of the Nigerian Governors Forum, all in an attempt to create synergy and coordination in our response. I want to seize this opportunity to reiterate my plea for cooperation, collaboration, and openness in information and data sharing, as well as containment and management efforts. Stringent efforts should be made not to stir unnecessary controversies on issues such as status of test results, when such issues fall within the remit of the Nigeria Center for Disease Control and other public health experts. Since the last briefing on Friday, 3rd April 2020, the graph has changed both globally and domestically. The Honorable Minister of Health, the Director General NCDC, as well as the National Coordinator, will brief you on latest developments. Ladies and gentlemen, our efforts have been receiving commendations and support from different quarters. Last week, the UN Secretary General singled out Nigeria for commendation in her efforts in the control of COVID-19. This is a shot in the arm that will spur us to act better, faster, and much more strategically. Early this morning, the United Nations One COVID-19 Basket Fund for Nigeria was launched in this very hall. The Basket Fund is one of the 4 initiatives jointly designed by Nigeria and the United Nations family to serve as a financing and investment platform through which financial contributions to the multi-sectoral efforts could be made by private sector and other stakeholders. The basket will stimulate a rapid procurement of equipment and consumables, support socio-economic intervention of vulnerable groups, as well as scaling up efforts on detection, isolation, contact tracing, etc. The National Coordinator will give you details of the Basket Fund initiative. Similarly, Over the weekend, the Presidential Task Force received 5 ambulances through the NMPC and its partners. These vehicles shall be deployed for effective use immediately. One major support that has attracted public commentaries is the offer by CCECC, a Chinese company, to import about 256 equipments and items in different quantities, notable amongst which are 1,300,000 medical masks, over 150,000 pieces of assorted personal protective equipment, as well as 50 medical ventilators. The company has also proposed and on its own suggested to sponsor public health experts to help strengthen our public health capacity and advise on processes and procedure. However, I wish to clarify that all the countries of the world are seeking for assistance and are receiving help in the fight against COVID-19. Even the almighty United States is looking for help elsewhere. The support coming from China is a corporate social responsibility initiated by CCECC, a company with a total volume of infrastructural contracts in Nigeria worth over 10 billion naira. The professionals that have been invited or by CCCE through their parent company in China to come are public health specialists and medical engineers that will support Nigeria's capacity in managing the pandemic on an advisory basis when necessary. That is expressed in the content of their letter. They wrote and suggested, should in case we would need advice on how they were able to manage the pandemic in China and have flattened the curve. As a matter of fact, China is not experiencing any community transmission. As a matter of fact, most of the transmissions that are very worrisome to China now are those that are being imported into China. They said, peradventure, we will seek and will require such assistance through their mother company because of their volume of business in Nigeria and their responsibility as a corporate citizen. They will want to offer that help. Nigeria, on an advisory basis, while drawing from the experiences of the Chinese. In no way shall there be case management and interface with patients. They will train our manpower, advise on procedures and methods, install and test the equipment donated before handing them over for our technicians to begin to use them. I therefore use this medium to appeal to our medical professionals to see the positive aspect of this gesture as an extension of development in the field of medicine. The PTF recognizes and respects the competence and the capability of Nigerian doctors and other medical personnel. This is a state of war against the coronavirus, and time should not be devoted to unhelpful controversies. CCECC, all of you know that they are the ones that are building our railway from Ibadan to Lagos, from Kaduna from Abuja to Kaduna, from Ibadan via Mina, Abuja, Kaduna, and Kano. They are the ones working on the Itakwe, Ajakuta rail. They have rolling stock and the building of wagons somewhere in Ogun State. And like I said, if you aggregate the total of their business outreaches in Nigeria, it's in excess of $10 billion. And as a responsible corporate citizen, they have offered this. I have a total list of the items. They have chartered a Nigerian aircraft to come and pick those things and bring it so that we can build our capacity in the event that we have a major outbreak and a surge that we need to deal with. As I said, we should devote more time to dealing with the pandemic and avoid any unnecessary controversy that will distract us, misdirect us, and take us off the objective for which we've all are bound to fight this pandemic. With these very few remarks, I now invite the Honorable Minister of Health to take the podium and give us updates on developments within the last couple of days. Thank you.